Your name is Jade Harley. You're not sure what you just witnessed. The egg in Dave's hands hatched and the screen turned into a loading message. Did he die? Was this the right thing to do? You don't really know.
Dave?
Did he get in?
I don't know.
Well, all we can do is hope, I suppose. We need to focus on you now, Jade. We either need to find other players or get you in via John and finish the chain.
I hate to suggest this, but maybe those dumb trolls. They're mean, but they seem to know how to play.
I'd rather not tangle in their business, but on the other hand, death. Though we can't get a hold of them.
I can. One talked to me earlier.
You scroll down to a name. Arachnid's Grip. They don't usually talk much on the forums, but they've bothered you a number of times in the past. The most recent message strikes you as odd, though.
Jade, if you've spoken to one, ask. If John doesn't appear, it might be our only shot. Jade?
Oh, sorry. I was just looking for the contact. It's weird, though. One of them told me to sleep. They said it like a hypnosis command or something.
Like they were trying to bewitch you through the computer?
Sort of, but it was right before I took a nap, which was weird.
A coincidence, probably.
You're a scientifically minded girl, so normally you'd agree with Rose, but something strikes you as odd. An inkling. You get a lot of odd inklings, though, so this doesn't bother you. You decide to see it through to its conclusion.
Have you installed your client software yet?
Yes.
I'm sorry to ask, Jade, but we don't know how much time you have. Do you see any meteors?
Not yet.
You look skyward. Just a sunny, cool spring day. A breeze in the air, a crispness of sea water on the wind.
Wait. That's weird.
What?
I can see something in the sky.
A meteor?
No, some kind of green design?
The breeze stops. Your world suddenly still. The entire sky over your island suddenly goes black. Like a hole opened up in it, torn asunder by some massive force. And through that hole in the very sky, a meteor emerges, beginning to furiously burn as the atmosphere shoves against it.
Jade? Jade, talk to me!
Okay, I see a meteor now.
You waste no time, typing to AG hurriedly.
Hey!
Well, 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 well.
That's too many wells!
It's just enough. 8 wells, the ideal well amount. Why the hell are you talking to me anyway? I thought you hated my guts? You're not turning pitch for me, are you?
I don't know what that means, but if it's sexual, stop. I need your help with the game.
The game? Oh, scrub you mean.
No, I mean suburb, dummy.
Ugh, dummy? How am I ever going to recover from that insult? Are you a fucking wiggler? Sorry, I can't help you there. And frankly, if I could, I don't know if I would. You kind of messed things up for us, royally, you know? I still haven't gotten an apology for that, by the way.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Ice cold, Harley.
Wait, what? How do you know my name?
Ugh, just take a nap already. Sleep. And just like before, you do just that. Slumping in your chair, blackness taking over your vision as your eyes lazily shut.
Jade? Jade! Christ, where is everyone?
I'm back. Sorry. What's the haps, chaps?
Never mind, I want to be alone again.
Your name is Jade Harley. You awaken with a start in your bed. You are having your dream again. The one about living on an island on some other planet. Good morning, Miss Jade, a cheerful voice calls out from nearby. It's your retainer, Ms. Paint. Ms. Paint, of course, is a carapacian, a small humanoid white-shelled creature who inhabits the city on which you live, the thriving gold metropolis of Prospit.
Miss Paint!
You cry, taking a fresh robe from her. Oh, you were having another nightmare, weren't you, love? The assistant says worriedly, wringing her hands. You nod. Well, you are awake now, love, Miss Paint says, bustling about the place. Prospitians are so curious, but since you awoke on this planet as a girl, you've loved spending time with them. Up, Miss Paint insists. You've already spent 13 years in that bed. We can't have you sleeping more now, dear. You giggle, hopping up, slipping on your robe. Like all humans, you came to Prospit as a baby, soundly sleeping, materializing from the sky and descending to the ground. How else would babies be made? You're one of 2 humans on the entire planet, both of you occupying a tower on the moon, which you call your home. You visit the other human often, but she's still asleep. The Carapacians call her June, and you know she is your sister.
Think this might have been one of my prophetic dreams, Miss Paint.
You say. Your memories of your sleeping self are always fuzzy, but you squint, trying to hold on to the recollection. Oh my! Miss Paint hastily hands you your notepad. Your gold-bound dream journal. You write down in a messy scribble, handing it back to Miss Paint. Need to talk to John, she reads your handwriting. Who's John?
I don't know.
You don't mean June, do you, dear? She's been asleep for 18 years. Miss Paint puts her hand to her cheek. Oh, the poor thing. Nightmares all the while, too. Miss Paint closes the journal, putting it safely under her arm. I think we should bring this to the White Queen.
Oh.
You fidget. The White Queen, the monarch of Prospit. You've met her a few times, but she intimidates you quite a bit. So serene and feminine. If anyone would know this John fellow, it's her. Miss Paint grabs your hand, tugging you down the stairs, huffing.
Need a hand?
You offer. If it's not a burden, milady, Miss Paint squeaks sheepishly. You giggle and squat so she can climb onto your back, as you simply leap through a window. Naturally, you begin to float. After all humans can fly. Duh, why would it be any other way? With Miss Paint pointing you the way, you fly across the great gold chain connecting Prospit to its moon, gazing up at Skya above you, sighing wistfully. For some reason you love flying, even though it comes naturally to you. It always feels so invigorating. Prospit's streets are, as usual, bustling and friendly, full of white-shelled carapaces waving up at you. Miss Paint waves back to a few. High above, Skya, the great blue orb suspended in black space, shines down. Skya, of course, is the source of all your world's energy and riches, but the horrid forces of Durst are always trying to steal it. Lots of meteors today, Miss Paint says warily. Dursite forces sometimes send meteors to damage Skya, but Skya has an impeccable system of protecting itself, opening portals to swallow them up. You look skyward. Sure enough, there are a lot of meteors going through today. You frown. There's one especially massive portal open, a blue spirograph pattern seeming to open up a rift in space itself. For some reason, this reminds you of your dream. Before you awoke, the biggest meteor I've ever seen went through. Miss Paint wrings her hands. But I'm sure Skya will be fine. Taking a curious tone, she squirms in your arms. Where do you think those meteors go? To this, you shrug, but the question feels uneasy. You continue to fly, deciding to put such thoughts out of your head. You light on the steps before the Queen's palace. Guards straighten up upon seeing you. We have business with the Queen, says Miss Paint authoritatively. You stifle a giggle. She only comes up to your waist, and yet she's so much more confident. The White Queen is gone at the moment, madam, one guard says politely, his carapace creaking as he breathes. Gone? Miss Paint bristles as the guard recoils. Again, you manage to stifle a giggle. Sorry, madam, but she has been out all day. Queenly duties. Well, the Witch of Space needs to get a message to someone named John. It's dreadfully important, Miss Paint demands, waving your journal in the guard's face. The Witch of Space. Since you woke up, people have called you that. They are not entirely sure what it even means. Whenever someone says it, it makes you a little shy, like it's a rank you don't yet deserve. A message? The guard seems to lighten up. We can handle any message.
We shall have our post minister on the job as soon as we can. We've just appointed a new one to boot.
The guard claps his hands, booming voice carrying over the street.
Bring out the post minister, he cries.
In the distance, someone shouts in echo.
Bring out the post minister.
All down the line. In short order, the alleged post minister comes forth, though she seems somewhat nervous.
This is our trusty new PM,
The guard cheerfully says, slapping the tall, thin post minister on the back, who stumbles forward a little. She shakes your hand, then Miss Paints.
Go on, dearie. Tell the PM what you need,
says Miss Paint as you gawk at the Carapacian lady.
Right.
You say. Your mouth feels dry, even though the post minister looks just as nervous as you.
Can you tell John to...
You squeeze your eyes shut, trying to remember.
To talk to me as soon as he can.
You hope that's not too vague, but by the nervous expression on the PM's face, it looks like it might have been. She opens her mouth to reply, but the eager guard claps her on the back again and hustles her back into the castle.
Well, Jade?
Miss Paint says expectantly.
I think that'll be fine.
You say hastily. You feel horrible, inconveniencing that poor post minister. She already looked so nervous, but even still, you do feel like it's a load off. As you grab Miss Paint and fly back to your tower, though, you still have a feeling like there's something you've forgotten. Your name is John Egbert. You're currently in your closet, clutching a hammer to your chest for dear life. You don't know what the fuck is going on, but you don't like it. Shortly after taking a bite out of the weird blue apple, something happened. The meteor is gone, leaving your house intact, but on the other hand, you're fairly certain that monsters have just begun to appear. The last thing you saw before you could so much as get your bearings was some kind of terrifying, child-sized thing with claws and teeth climbing up your balcony. Since then, you've been silently hiding inside your closet. You can hear him out there. The creep, the imp, whatever he is. He's breathing heavily, all monster-like, giggling to himself like a little scamp. Are you in the game now? Is this an enemy? If you die in the game, do you die in real life? With resolve, you grit your teeth. You can't just hide in here forever. You peek out the closet door, and what you see makes your blood boil. The creature, whatever it is, appears to be dripping with some black, sludgy substance, and he's getting that gunk all over the Con Air bunny your friend Rose just got you for your birthday. Hot anger sears away cold fear, and you kick open the closet door, mightily swinging your hammer. "Put the bunny back in the box!" you shriek, and before the imp can react, your hammer clubs him on the head, and he explodes into oil. Pant, wiping oil off your face and placing the aforementioned bunny back in its box. On the ground, where the imp once stood, are what look to be fruit gushers and a small slip of paper. "Sweet!" you cry, reaching for the gushers. "Loot!" The gushers, sadly, disappear as soon as you touch them, almost as though this was some kind of game currency. Damn, you were looking forward to something sugary. Ooh, maybe there are some actual gushers in your kitchen. Your fist tightens around the hammer. You can't let those imps get to your treasure. The card, on the other hand, doesn't disappear, and though it's oily, you can clearly read what it says, which baffles you somewhat. In plain, pristine handwriting, it says, "John, talk to me as soon as you can. From the Witch of Space." You blink. You don't know who the Witch of Space is, but you know just what to do. You sit back down at your computer, wiping some stray oil from the screen. Guys!
John, thank goodness.
John, fuck, you're alive.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that, honestly. First meteors, now little imp guys.
Imp guys?
We can't get sidetracked. You need to connect to Jade right now.
Oh, right. Is Jade here?
No, she's MIA, but her computer has the client application installed. Connect to her and place the machines.
What are these other machines anyway? There are other machines that you can put down in the game. Other than the alchemeter thing and the totem deal, that is.
I don't believe we can buy those. We require some resource that we can't access yet. Wait, actually, no, we appear to have 13G now.
What's G?
Not sure. Gold?
Gushers?
I don't think it's gushers.
You don't know that, Rose. Jumping to conclusions like a fucking cat.
It's not. Okay, it stands for grist. And by some cosmic coincidence, they do appear to resemble gushers.
Nice. I just killed an enemy, and I think that's what I collected.
Interesting. So we defeat enemies to obtain gushers. I mean, grist.
lmao. No, you were right the first time.
Never mind that now.
Looks like 13 gushers can buy a new machine. What's an ectobiologizer?
Hey, that's sort of like my screen name.
Dave, don't mess with that.
I'm gonna plonk one down in your house, Rose. Tell us what it does. Yo, move your computer desk to make room for this bad boy. Oops.
Dave!
What? Shouldn't you be connecting to Jade, gentleman?
Dave is right. Even if he did just probably destroy Rose's computer, you install the server copy, and in short order, you're connected to Jade.
Thanks. You broke my computer. Now all I have is this stupid old phone.
Not my fault you didn't get an iPhone.
Oh, Rose, I'm sorry for breaking your computer by dropping a massive machine onto your desk, nearly crushing you. I don't even need one of those, you idiot. My mother has one in the basement already.
Shit, really? How the hell did your mom get something that comes from a game that just came out?
I don't know. Look, we need to focus. John, can you see Jade?
Yeah, she's in what looks like your bedroom. Sleeping.
Don't look in her bedroom.
Why not?
A woman's room should be private. Two oafs like you wouldn't know anything about such things.
I know stuff about girls. I think about being a girl all the time. Oh my god, no, it's a normal thing to do. All guys think about being a girl, right, Dave? Dave?
I don't do that, man. Sorry.
You guys are the worst. Red in the face, you switch to Jade. You need to wake her up. Stat. You decide to splash some water on your face. Maybe if you locate the bathroom, you can use a bucket to dump water on her. You zoom out. Whoa, Jade lives in a weird house. It looks like a tower with an orb on the top. You wouldn't know where to begin to find water here. In the distance you see an ocean, but that water is out of range. You zoom back in and your face pales. Guys, there's a monster in Jade's room.
Oh fuck, what?
The monster is pure white, like a dog, but far different. For starters, its tongue is neon green, and it's crackling with what looks like electricity. It's also double Jade's mass. That thing could swallow her. You hastily grab a stuffed squid from Jade's bed and use your cursor to throw it at the beast, who simply blinks and growls at the squid. It begins to bark, pouncing on the squid, tearing it to shreds in its jaws. I threw everything I had at it. It's gonna tear Jade apart.
John, calm down. Wake Jade up.
You can only watch as Jade blearily awakens by the monster's barks. You need something heavier. You locate a drop-down menu and select 2 free machines you use, dropping them into Jade's room, trying to squish the beast under it. Frustratingly, it teleports clear out of the way. I'm out of ammo, but Jade is awake. Hang in there, Jade.
John, calm down and place the alchemeter and cruxtruder.
I tried to, on the monster's head. Unfortunately, your eyes are torn from the horrible sight before you, as nearby, you hear the door creak open slowly. Fuck, I've got to go. You are no longer John Egbert. You're you again. You the reader, I mean. I don't blame you for wanting to be John Egbert for a little while, to escape your sad, miserable life for a moment or 3, but you know what they say. Fun is fun, but enough is enough. On second thought, let's have a bit more fun. A little reward for surviving 8 chapters of watching 4 teenagers fuck around in confusion with a shitty video game. Let's go back in time. Ooh. I don't have a TARDIS or anything, and before you start getting naked, no, it's not the time machine from Terminator either. It's actually kind of boring, as time machines go. It's just the normal kind, the one in written form that allows you to see stuff that already happened. It's fun, though, I promise. So here we go, to a 1 hour in the future. We're also going to the moon as well, so an hour in the future on the moon. An hour in the future on the moon, Betty Crocker stands on the deck of her battleship silently. After escaping from Betty Crocker HQ, things have been tense. From the porthole, she and her assistant can see Earth in the far distance, getting pummeled into dust by countless meteors all raining down from blue portals opening up in the sky. "Ma'am," says Betty Crocker's assistant. He's a short man, hair slicked back, standing with his hands behind his back. Miss Crocker is silent, leaning on the porthole as the final meteor strikes near what used to be Florida. "What happens now?" the assistant says after a lengthy pause. More silence. "We can't just live on the moon," says the man, irritation building. "Why did we even come here? Aren't we going to leave? Go to your home planet, or—" As soon as the words home planet leaves the assistant's throat, a dark gray-skinned hand shoots out and squeezes tightly around his neck, lifting him up from the ground. He desperately scrambles and chokes, helpless in his boss's grip. Betty Crocker growls, her yellow-orange eyes growing redder and redder, locked on her longtime assistants as she squeezes once more. With a sickening snap, Betty Crocker lets go, allowing the man to fall lifelessly to the floor. For the second time in her life, Betty Crocker was alone. Not just alone in a room or without her friends, but alone in the entire universe, the last living, breathing thing in all of it. Earth was gone, the only habitable planet among the sparse galaxies of this bleak little universe. She knew, because she'd checked. Betty Crocker didn't come from Earth, but that didn't mean she had a home planet either. She used to, but that was a millennia-old memory now. Betty Crocker sighed, moving to look out another porthole. The Earth's moon was silver, a beautiful color, but unlike the two moons on her homeworld, Earth's moon was bare. Again, she'd checked. Nothing above or below the surface, no secret aliens or secret bases. What a boring universe. In spite of the loneliness creeping in the cracks on her skin's chitinous plates, hope wasn't dead quite yet. After all, Earth might have been fucked, but it's not like it was the only one. As a matter of fact, this wasn't the only moon either. Betty Crocker sat down in the captain's chair of her battleship, tapping her clawed finger on a dial, taking a slow, rumbling breath. From inside her pocket, she produced a small device. It looked like a remote control, long and sleek with a single massive dial on its face. For the past several thousand years, the ancient remote had been set to beta. But had the time come to switch it? From her pocket, her phone buzzed. In an empty universe, someone was calling her. She held the phone to her ear. She knew who this was, and she knew he could hear her. She didn't feel like talking to her doctor right now.
My dear Miss Pisces. Oh, I hear you're going by Crocker now. My mistake,
The doctor said. Miss Crocker didn't respond.
Oh, come now. It's been ever so long since we spoke. For you, at least. Aren't you glad to hear from me?
Again, the doctor's words didn't sway Betty an inch.
Fine,
The doctor said.
If I had eyes, I'd roll them. You know why I'm calling. It's time to switch.
Betty hung up without another word. So it was time then. She'd finally see the other Earth. The Alpha Earth. In her palm, she held the remote, taking hold of the dial in her free hand. With a shaking fist, she twisted it, hearing a diminutive click as it changed. For a moment, nothing appeared to have happened except for a brief crackle of green electricity coming from the device, but as Betty Crocker looked out the porthole, she saw Earth. Not the barren, sandy yellow Earth from before, but a blue-green Earth. A new one. A fresh start. A grin spread on her face as she felt her ship rise off the moon's surface, the ship's thrusters scorching the moon's pocked face, setting off for the new planet. From the surface of the silvery satellite, the clown who lived on the moon looked up at the ship in awe. From his perspective, a massive fucking battleship had just appeared and set sail for the planet below. "What the fuck?" said the clown, cradling a red and green egg under his arm. Sorry, that was my impression of a time machine. The time machine I was talking about earlier was just a metaphor, but I felt a little guilty about not actually having some kind of special effect to go along with it. That's all to say we're moving around again in time, and in space again, and across a universe. In other words, back to normal. Your name is Jade Harley. You awaken with a start in front of your computer, blinking blearily. You were having another one of your Prospit dreams. It was a nice one this time, with Ms. Paint. As the memory fades, you rub your eyes, looking towards what awoke you.
Beck.
You say sternly.
Oh.
With dismay, you pull your alabaster pooch away from your beloved stuffed squids, merchandise from one of your beloved childhood TV shows, The Squiddles. Beck whines, pacing away from the ruined plush. No time to admonish him, though, as you suddenly remember what's going on. Your heart thuds and you snap into gear, looking about your room. Near your bed is a cylindrical machine, and near your workbench is a platform. No doubt these are the machines that get you into the game. Rose mentioned a timer. Sure enough, the Cruxtruder has a half an hour left. Not a lot, but plenty. Homestuck Alternate Universe is written by Funk McLovin. Act 1 art is by James Webcomics. Voice acting is done primarily by Bucky, Alter Universe Wash, aka Janaya, and articulately composed. A special thanks to the current VFP patrons, Susa Brees, Kaleidoscope Mediator, and Elizabeth. All patrons are now on screen. Subscribe to patreon.com/funkmclovin to get early access to episodes, downloadable episodes, and behind-the-scenes content, including music and podcasts. And don't forget to check us out on Archive of Our Own and MSPFA. Special thanks to Andrew Hussie for writing Homestuck. And thank you for watching.